just put a label on it, even if it doesn't change the circumstance. Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra on this wonderful, special, beautiful Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So I'm not working today. Welcome in everyone that's able to join me during the live team replay. You're welcome. And I thank you as well. Mama Bees, my moderator, is here saying Grand Rising, Sandra P, chat, and mods. Thank all of you. I hope all of you, if you volunteered today, have a successful, wonderful day volunteering. If you choose it as a day of rest, more than likely will be me most of the day. Have a wonderful time doing that. I thank all of you so much for coming in and joining me. Thank you, everybody. Welcome in, Linda Gamble. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. She's saying good morning to myself, to everyone else. Speaking to Mama Bees, thank you so much. Everybody, this is the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're in season 10. We are episode 15, The Rocky Road to Sisterhood. So welcome in, everybody. I hope you've had a chance to enjoy the episode. It's one of their mid-episodes. Again, I hate to preface it like that, but that's just what it was. So I had that and Married to Medicine. I didn't take my Married to Medicine notes yet, but I will, and that's going to be sometime during today when I'll get in and do the review for that. So thank you all for joining me here. Come in, take a seat, join us in the chat if you would like to. Make sure I'm live and everything's looking okay and I can be heard. Thank you, everybody. So this is, I watch it on Peacock, but also, of course, it's Bravo. And the ladies are on their second day, the Denver trip that Angel Massey has set up. Angel's not having the greatest time with this trip, everybody. Angel is actually having a pretty horrible time, and the ladies are having a worse time than her because we come back and find out that there's still no water. There's off and on water in the house. So that is the house that the ladies are staying in. There's also some contention that they're not able to stay in Angel's house. I didn't blame Angel for that. I actually would not have had Ashley or Giselle in my house. And the way Dr. Wendy is acting, I wouldn't have had her over there either. But that's still no excuse. If there's no water, no consistent running water, the place is uninhabitable. Angel saying that's not her fault. But we start off with Angel is in the car with Kay, her best friend Kierna, and also with Tia, who is staying with her. We find out that Jazzy has told Angel the information that Monique was talking about. Monique was talking about Angel and Bobby's marriage, projecting, in my opinion, that she sees something in Angel that used to be wrong with her as far as she was going through with Chris. And so she was projecting that onto other people, and she didn't want that for Angel. We go back to the house with no water or intermittent water, where Wendy is telling Monique, I have reason to believe that everything that we talked about, the whole conversation went back to Angel. And Wendy tells her that Jazzy is the one that brought the conversation back. So Monique is lying to Wendy saying, I wanted to always have the conversation with Angel. I call that as a lie. I call BS on it, because if Monique indeed always want to have that conversation with Angel and they have some type of general knowledge of each other, because Chris Samuel was Bobby's mentor or something back in the day when Bobby was in high school, then I would think that she could call Angel up or feel comfortable to speak to Angel alone before speaking about Angel in front of people that she knows do not like Angel. And to be honest, Angel doesn't really like them either. So I said, Monique, if that was the truth, you should have had that conversation with her directly instead of behind her back. And let me just see, I see a couple more comments came in. Kiwan JTV, welcome in. Thank you so much. She's speaking to everyone. She's my fellow content creator. Oh, Linda Gamble, you watch What Happens Live. I got to see some of the clips. It was Giselle and Quad. You know, one thing Andy is going to do is trying to polish Giselle's reputation after something happens. And I think he knows this episode didn't really look good for her. Now, she's probably already booked on Watch What Happens Live. But I just find it interesting that she's on Watch What Happens Live. Quad is there because Married to Medicine aired last night as well. But yeah, her and Quad were getting into it a little bit. And Giselle seemed a little defensive from the clips I saw. So welcome in, Kiwan JTV. Thank you for joining me during the live. I appreciate your support as always. Kiwan JTV is always working hard over there, y'all. She is a young Black creator, funny, smart, direct, and she's doing not only scripted, but also reality TV. We want to see as many faces on Bravo, Netflix, Hulu, any other channels as we can, especially women. So please go and support her. If you're not already subscribed, go over there and subscribe. We love that. We love all of your support so much. Mama B said Grand Rising to Kiwan. So thank you, everybody that comes in during the live. Also, Team Replay. Thank you, Team Replay. Thank you so much. So Monique, I'm not liking this new fruitness and nut sweetness and light Monique. I'm not buying it, first of all. Now, I do notice that she's not drinking the way that she used to. She probably knows she can't drink in front of Ashley. Ashley's not to be trusted. So we do see that she's always getting tea or water when the other ladies are throwing one back. But that's not enough, Monique. I don't like what I'm seeing from Monique. So they're headed to the private jet airport where they're going. So Giselle is bitter and angry. They all look pretty when they got aboard the jet. The only one, they were all in different Western type gear. Giselle was wearing a strapless denim dress. She wore it well, but a strapless bra, Giselle, and then you won't have to keep doing all of this. Because when we get in our 50s, the girl's not sitting like that where you can just put on a strapless dress and not worry about it the rest of the day. So she's doing all this. Other than that, everybody's pretty. Stacy's shoes were not really Western gear, but Stacy's doing what Stacy does. She's in some stilettos, so that looks crazy, y'all. I haven't watched the EP yet. I haven't watched the episode yet, but I don't like missing your lives. Thank you. I appreciate you supporting. It's not like there's any spoilers. You could probably do a review blind on what these ladies did. We're on the second day of Angel's trip, and that will tell you everything that probably happened, and you would be right. Dear Yvette, thank you thank you for coming in during the live. Thank you. Good morning, Sandra in chat. Linda Gamble is one of our moderators. Thank you so much, Linda, for speaking to everyone as they come in the chat. I appreciate that. So Giselle is feeling like she's getting ready to take over Angel's trip. Y'all, I didn't feel good about Angel even hosting this trip to Denver, but I understand why she stepped up and decided that she's going to do it, but I just have a sinking feeling. So they're getting on this jet. The lady who owns the jet business is there. Honey, they put her name and her title and the name of her company. Angel is the host, so she greets Angel. Angel's in a little denim skirt and her cowboy hat. Welcomes everybody aboard. I love the layout. As far as Angel had a gift bag on each seat. She had drinks laid out for the ladies. There were like different fruit trays and stuff that they could sit there. It couldn't have been that far of a flight to Aspen because they were in Denver, but Angel had the ladies hooked up. I didn't like the bragging about what they spent. Yeah, Linda, that's going to happen when they get to Kimosabe. They're on their way to Kimosabe. You know that some of the people have been calling Real Housewives of Potomac, Portomac, because we've been getting the paddle boat trips and Subway sandwiches and all this kind of stuff. Nevis was an improvement, but they have not been stepping it up for a while. So we're going to see that later in the episode. And it was a little tacky. And then some of the ladies, I didn't mind the ones that didn't spin. Stacey nor Monique spent, and I don't blame them because we know some of the ones that did spin were faking the funk, and that's not good. So I agree with you, Linda Gamma. I didn't like that either. So next, when they get on the private jet, Angel stands up, welcomes everybody, tells them they're going to have a great day. And then she says, first of all, I want to apologize to you ladies about your accommodation. Giselle's sitting there bitter, yelling out, too late, too late. I couldn't believe this. Every time Angel opened up her mouth to speak, Giselle was yelling over her, shouting over her, cursing. And another thing, Linda, when they got on a private jet, I noticed the jet's host lady, they had down in the center that it cost $8,000 per hour to rent the jet. So I'm not sure how long the flight was. I don't think it was an hour, but that's money. I don't know if production handles that or Angel handled that, but Angel said it was courtesy of her. So Ashley's saying, wow, we're here. Ashley's impressed, but she can't show she's impressed because Giselle's mad and she's got to be mad too. Dear Yvette, Gizzy got on my nerves. Get off the jet. The way she was acting, Kiwan J, did Pam Oliver spend money? You know she did. And she should have been, the two that didn't spend money were Monique and Stacy, and she should have been right over there with them. I'm going to tell you what she said when she spent it. You're going to laugh out loud. And Giselle, let me tell you something. This happened in Miami on Stephanie's private jet. This was not jet etiquette. Stephanie would have had them get off. She would have put Giselle off that jet. But Angel's trying to talk. She's trying to apologize. Giselle is yelling over her, cursing over her. Kay finally says, give her a minute, let her speak. And Giselle says, she ain't saying ish. That is exactly how Giselle was acting. I was not surprised by Giselle, but it was kind of terrible. Stacy was kind of nodding her head in agreement with Giselle. Stacy, you getting brand new. These ladies still don't like you. Right, get off. I've never seen this kind of behavior. I remember during earlier seasons, Karen, Giselle, they said, we are Potomac. We are etiquette and Jack and Jill, and they're above the fray. And now she's on here cursing this girl out. What I would never do, I would never have my people where they couldn't, you got an S, shower, and wash your way. And where they couldn't do that. That's exactly how the First Lady was talking, y'all. It was disgusting. Angel was allowing herself to be yelled over. And then she was kind of sounding a little bit pitiful. Well, when this and that happens, I get into fix it mode. And I started calling the electrician and this one and that one. And Tia is agreeing. Yes, Angel was up early this morning, very upset, crying. Giselle was saying, we were up this morning too, because we couldn't wash our A. Y'all, they went off on her. Yeah, it was a mess, Kiwan. It was really terrible. Even if people don't like Angel, they will have a little bit of compassion for her. But then also, I was like, Angel, stand up. Come on now. Y'all hadn't even taken off yet. Giselle would have gotten off, and if Ashley wanted to go with her, I would have let her go too. And you don't have to come to Aspen acting like that. Good morning, Cynthia Christian. Welcome in during the live. I appreciate it. Good morning to myself, the mods, and the chat. So Giselle is sulking, and Kiana piped right on down when Giselle said, Kay, she was scolding her. And Kiana didn't stand up for her friend. I'm telling you, I wouldn't trust a friend group like this. So Angel was still being shouted down about the accommodations. And then Dr. Wendy pipes up, y'all. I like Dr. Wendy in that cowboy hat. She looked cute. She says, no one even says, are you okay? No one even called to check. That was part of Angel's apology before they jumped in and started yelling over her. She said, I'm sorry about the accommodations. I'm sorry that I didn't reach out. We get a confessional from Angel. Still, all apologies. Mama Bees is welcoming everyone in. Thank you, Mama Bees. Everyone's speaking to each other. Giselle saying, we haven't heard jack-ish from you. And she's saying, when I went to Nevis, she treated everybody so great. She had one good trip, and now she's still talking about it. So Angel's saying, I hear you. I definitely should have reached out. So we get another confessional from Angel. All apologies. Y'all, I don't like this. I don't think production's too crazy about Angel either. I don't know, Angel. I hope you come back, but I don't know. So Angel hasn't had a chance to really say anything without Giselle jumping down her throat. And Giselle is saying, I told all these ladies, pack your ish. That's what Giselle was saying on the jet. They hadn't even taken off yet. Told all the ladies, pack your ish. We going to the Four Seasons. And some of them were like, yeah, that's right. That's right. We going with Giselle. And they panned to the front of the plane. I saw the flight attendant or the pilot or something. The curtain peeled back, and then when they saw what was going on, they let it swing back. And I'm like, y'all are showing your tail on these people's private jet. This is embarrassing. This was too much. I'm going to listen from my work computer. Thank you, Kiwan J. You working on the holiday? It should be quiet today. Hopefully it is. So Ashley was saying, and it was 90 degrees. Monique woke up with a swollen face. Monique starts cackling out loud. Monique, I don't like how you're acting either. Monique is standing up, clapping and laughing. Y'all, I'm starting to believe some of this is exaggerated, but if it were true, I don't find any of it funny, honestly. I don't find it funny. I feel like Angel fell short in a couple of things, but this is a pylon at this point. My PTO is low. Yeah, and we just started. You got to ration it out. I don't blame you. Sharon Galbert, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We are on the private jet. And Sharon, you went through Miami with me. I was just bringing up Stephanie, who we called New Money. But Stephanie is much better at jet etiquette than poor Angel is. Angel's getting shouted down on a jet that she has actually arranged. And Giselle is cussing her out like a dog. Meanwhile, eating up her fruit, drinking up her drinks, and looking in the gift bag. So that's what's going on. This is a mess. So everyone's speaking to Sharon. So Giselle is saying, even if there is no water issues, because Angel has said what she did to get everything resolved as far as sending all the people over there and calling property management and sending an electrician, Giselle has now moved the goalpost. Even if there is no water issues, you ain't checked on us. So Angel's she's looking kind of passive. I don't like passive Angel. I want the mean Angel. Where's the Angel that was talking all that junk to Jazzy about what she told that girl, the stringy hair girl? At this point, I'll even have her call Dr. Wendy Forrest Whitaker. I do something. It's just I don't like her being beat down like this. I don't like it. Stacy's clapping, saying thank you, thank you. Stacy has fallen in with the mean girls, y'all, for now. So Giselle says, I told them to pack their ish. We going to the Four Seasons. Call my people up at the Four Seasons. I'm taking over this trip. I'm taking over the accommodations. Angel is still standing there. She's the host, and she's been usurped by Giselle. So this was a mess. The Yvette's going to say something, I think. Giselle knows she don't watch her ass, as Karen said it. I believe it, too. And when Ashley was acting so upset, I was like, well, Ashley, surely you've been without water under that bridge and in the tent with Sheila and that man, so you tell them how to handle it. Now, Wendy never complained about being unclean. Wendy was in a whole separate unit, and I feel like the downstairs apartment, Wendy might have had water, because Stacy had water off and on, and then when the chef would come in, they would get water as well. So Angel is saying, Angel must apologize 6 or 7 times when she could get words out, but she says, we are going to have a better time. We're on our way to Aspen, and I'm responsible. At least we have this private jet. Giselle said, I'd rather have water than a private jet. This lady wasn't giving her anything. Giselle wasn't moving an inch. She said, I think it's more important to wipe my A than to have a jet. The First Lady is really vulgar, y'all. She's really vulgar. Pastor Carrie would never. I see why Jamal got tired of her. So this is a trip. Angel's now not saying anything. Kay pipes up. Y'all know how quiet Kay has been because Giselle shut her down. Kay, and Kay just backed up. So Kay's in all white. Y'all, she looks so pretty. She got a little white cowboy hat on, white all the way down, and some white thigh-high furry boots. Those are going to come up later. So Kay says, I want to apologize, too, for not reaching out on behalf of the fact that I'm her friend. I knew all this was going on with the accommodations. Tia piped up and tried to say something. Giselle was like, too late. I'm taking over. So then the ladies, Ashley says, okay, we're going to pick up a drink. And Stacy says, let's toast. Y'all, they toast Giselle. Thanks, Giselle. Thanks, Giselle. Because Giselle's bringing them to the Four Seasons. So what I think happened is production pet Giselle complained enough where they did get them a room over at the Four Seasons. And y'all, I like to stick to the show, but if something background happens, I will bring it up. Like Linda was talking about, Watch What Happens Live, Giselle and Quad. Quad was getting on Giselle a little bit. I'm hearing rumors that production was responsible for the house. Production is responsible for moving them to Four Seasons. So if this is the case, this is even more of a setup with Angel, y'all. It really is. Kiwan J is laughing. Yeah, this was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen on a private jet. It didn't look like fun. Even Stephanie's private jet and her whole jet getting down in Miami was more fun than this. Linda Gamble, thank you so much. 9 likes and 7 in the chat. Thank you so much. As you come in and out and you like the video, it keeps me in the algorithm. Team Replay, I thank you as well. Also, there's a hype feature available on some videos. Hype me when you see that, and I appreciate it. So Angel's not saying anything more. They have toasted Giselle. Then we get a preview of Jazzy being messy at dinner, saying that Tia was brought to the house as a default. So this is a mess. They get wheels up finally. The jet gets up in the air. Jazzy is telling us she was a flight attendant for, I think she said 11 years. They show us all these beautiful pictures of all the places that Jazzy has been. So Jazzy's well-traveled. I like Jazzy. She's really funny. Giselle starts to tell a story about Stacy. Stacy, tell them about what happened at dinner. Evidently, Stacy says that the altitude plays tricks with her contacts. Her eyes get really dry. She takes them out. She put them on her plate. And apparently, by the time she finished eating, they were no longer on her plate. And Giselle's, what happened to him? She feels like she ate them. So Giselle and Ashley and Stacy are sharing a laugh about that. Stacy, watch these girls. This is a mess. Just watch them. Angel doesn't have a chance with these ladies. Sharon Garbo, she sure does not. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the reunion because this is just terrible. So we got Monique screaming and laughing. I put a note. I said, Monique, these ladies still don't like you. I can't believe Monique has forgiven Giselle for lying on the paternity of her baby. Monique's madder at other people in the group than she is at Giselle. And this is just crazy. And I think Giselle tolerates Monique because she's no longer happily married, if she ever was. I never believed the Chris and Monique show. I thought Chris really loved Monique, but Monique just seemed agitated and irritated with Chris all the time. Yes, Quad put Jizzy in her place, and I loved it. I've seen the clips, dear Yvette. I have to watch the whole thing because I know Miss Quad, she tries to keep people off her stuff, so I could see her saying something to Giselle. I love it. TV replayed Wags Miami yesterday with Angel. Oh, Linda Campbell, I have to see that on ETV. Okay, thank you. I have to look at that. Wags. We know Angel gonna talk about some wags. Something like that might be a better fit, or HDG TV, something. You watched the clip, Kiwan JTV. Yeah, it looked like it was a good one. Andy loves some Giselle, honey, but it looked like he was letting Quad get in a couple of digs. And Giselle looked pretty. She was like all in gold, but she couldn't really get out that much. So I don't know. I have to see the whole thing to see what happens. The flight lands. It looked pretty short, maybe half hour, if that. Angel welcomes them to Aspen. Giselle's just rolling her eyes. Y'all, this is miserable to watch this lady do this. Production, stop panning to her. If she's your pet, don't do her like that. I don't care for Giselle. If she's being funny or she's moving the story along or being charismatic, I can take that. But this repeated hazing, it's just dark energy. I don't like it. It didn't look good at all. I'm going to tie that into my review. Oh, you watched it? Are you going to watch it? When I'm going to watch it when you do it. I think Andy getting a little tired of Jizzy. Dear Yvette, I think so too. And I think he's listening to audience sentiment and feedback. She asked people where she's their favorite, but even they are saying, okay, this is a little exhausting. Nobody likes to pile up. Now, if the person can fight back, like Stacey has decided, y'all not going to ruffle my feathers, it can be funny. But Angel just seems like she's getting ready to cry and all this. Voice starts shaking. I can't take it. So Angel is welcoming them to Aspen, telling us Aspen is so much fun. It attracts a lot of celebrities. The only one she mentioned I cared about is Rihanna. A few other people she talked about. They get there. She takes them to a whiskey lodge. It looked like a lot of fun, like this old West style. So they're coming in like, okay, Angel, this is nice. This is nice. They sit down. The guy starts telling them everything they have and everything they don't have. Monique makes a point of letting us know she's not drinking any alcohol. She wants tea, Earl Grey with agave, because she's Miss Nature, agave or honey. Honey will do as well. That's right, Monique, because Ashley will start telling people that you got drunk and you drove into something. But Monique doesn't remember any of that. She's best friends with these ladies. I heard that Andy Cohen walked off the stage at the reunion. I heard that too. I'm curious to see what happens. I heard he did that at Salt Lake City too. So if he did that in Potomac, he's getting tired of these ladies. Angel sound like Kamala Harris. She does sound, it's something like really diplomatic and clipped, like she's trying not to go there. But then we've heard her on Hot Mic talking crazy. And honestly, I'd rather see the Hot Mic talking crazy Angel, especially when she's being disrespected to her face. You don't have to be political and you're being disrespected to your face. You talk about a Forrest Whitaker eye and all this kind of stuff and stringy hair and do all that. So then Ashley is saying, they don't have tequila, but whiskey is fun because when whiskey gets in the ladies, they have all this fun. We see flashback to a trip. They show Robin again. I don't know. Are they soft launching Robin, y'all? I don't need the second half of Green Eyed Bandits back. I really don't. Unless Ashley's going to leave, and then I'll take Robin. So they show the trip where Robin and Giselle are dying laughing at Karen, drunk, talking about how she controlled Ray's tongue. Ugh, disgusting. Giselle covered her head with a napkin. They used to have fun, so I'm not liking this side of what's going on now. So the ladies are all ordering their drinks. We see Robin, again, a flashback from Robin. She got into it with Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy was putting Robin in her place, calling her vulgar, all kind of stuff. And Robin was acting like she was, you telling me to go F myself, literally, and makes a crude, rude 60% white woman gesture that, Robin, you're never going to live that down. I remember when she got those 23andMe results back and was upset. And Robin, how you didn't know that? Come on now. So then Angel, oh my God, Angel, I believe she brought up again about the accommodation. She did. She says, once again, I know some of you are not willing to accept my apology. Now here she is sitting at the head of her table. You remember on Color Purple when Mr. stood up and finally told Mr., you sitting at the head of your table and you acting like a waiter, because Mr. was letting Celia and them jump all in his face. So she's sitting there, and I know that some of the people don't accept the apology. Angel, enough. So Monique says that she's a positive person. I don't believe it. She has a beautiful smile, but it doesn't reach her eyes. I think Monique's still a mean girl. I'm a positive person. I know I'm going to continue to have a great time because it can't get any worse, y'all. This is a trip. So Giselle, Ashley, all the ladies start to order their food. They bring out the food. Wendy is saying, she's complaining about the food. This is not your mother. This is not your auntie's deviled eggs. They got these light-skinned deviled eggs. The ladies are all eating. Kiwan is saying, oh, really? They better not. TNTG Mom, thank you so much for catching alive. It's so good to see you. TNTG Mom is speaking to Lottie Dottie and everybody, as the people used to say. Good morning and happy MLK Day. Yes, I hope you're enjoying yours as well. Kiwan JTV is at work too, but she's listening. If you have to keep saying you're positive, chances are she's not. Yeah, a lot of people saw through her from the get-go, Kiwan J. I wanted to believe that she was back with the right spirit, but I don't buy it. So everybody's getting their food, their drinks. Monique is getting her drink. So then they put they put Angel on the spot again about Bobby. Monique actually says, Jazzy, did you tell Angel about the conversation that we had? And Jazzy says, yeah, which made me laugh. Yeah, she did try to hem, haw, lie. I told her. And Monique said, why? And Jazzy says, well, because I was concerned the way you were talking about it. You were relating your relationship to Angel's relationship. Angel's sitting up there like, she's kind of shocked, so she can't believe that. Monique is saying, I noticed a lot of similarities between myself and within my former marriage and you and Bobby. And I just wanted to make sure that you don't get to a point where you explode. Angel is sitting there with her mouth hanging open. Y'all, this whole scene annoyed me so much. So Angel should have said, I am not in the same situation with you, and I would never explode physically on someone, maybe verbally, but I would never attack the smallest person because I'm mad about something else. That's what Angel could have said to Monique and shut her right up. But of course, Angel didn't do that. Kiwan J says she sounded like Kamala Harris. She got on the campaign trail, Kiwan, and she started, if you're concerned that Bobby and I are doing the same thing you are and that I'm depleted, I am not. And at one point, Giselle was eating, but she was kind of mocking Angel, like, I didn't mean to laugh, but y'all, that was funny. I need Angel to spit it out. I know she's more articulate than this. I know she can read better than this. I think she's sensitive too. So, y'all, what is it? Spit it out. Y'all, this was a mess. Poor Angel. Poor Angel. So she said last night, what I'm saying is that me saying I had to check in with Bobby is just a matter of me respecting him. These are his children. They're my children, but I have to check in with him. So then Giselle jumps on her again. Knowing that you're coming to Colorado, why didn't you have a babysitter lined up? Angel answers this question, which I wouldn't have. We had a babysitter lined up, but Chai gets off at 9, and Angel starts talking. Y'all, this was a mess. They're my children, but I just say Bobby watches them, but the babysitter gets off at 9. This was crazy. Cynthia Christian, Angel don't know how to handle these ladies. She doesn't. I mean, it's like a freshman they put her in a law school class and the people, they're eating her up. I know she got it in her, but it hasn't come out yet. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors about the reunion. Maybe she gets a little bit off. I hope so. I hope so. So Jazzy is saying that I can understand about booking babysitters. I book babysitters in my situation. Jazzy, not too much about your situation. Everybody says that this man has had not one but 2 children on you. Is that true, y'all? The Darius has 2 children on Jazzy, and now she's telling us she's booking babysitters. Kiwan JTV said Angel's crazy. The way she sat there, I don't know. I don't know if she was medicated or something. She couldn't get it out. And y'all know I was rooting for her. This Sandra P's cloak of immunity, I had that on Angel. Let me tell you something. Angel, she didn't use it yet. And Kay's sitting there quiet as usual. So Angel's explaining herself that she had to check the schedule of the babysitter, all of this. Giselle saying, well, we've got the 4 seasons. I have the executive suite. And what we're going to do is if we come back to the executive suite, are you going to be able to come? Everybody's invited. Are you going to be able to come? So Angel is saying that, yeah, she is going to be able to come, but She still got check with Bobby. Something else. This scene started to kind of make my eye twitch a little bit. Welcome in, CC. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is one of the moderators. She's saying good morning to myself and everyone in the chat. Thank you. So we get a confessional where, Tia and Jazzy started to get into it again. Tia is a little bit upset. This is where Tia is in that Nigerian look. I think it's really pretty with the rolled headpiece, the blue. And she says, I feel like if Angel had wanted Jazzy in her home, she would be there. But I'm there. Who is there? Tia is there. So Tia is a little bit upset. Tia, you're falling flat to me as well. We don't see a lot from Tia. Sandra, put that cloak back in the closet. Sharon, I might have to. I tried, but we're 15 episodes in. But we are still first season, so. Well, she is past the midterm. Angel, are you going to fail this class? I hope not. I hope and pray not. So the ladies get up. Giselle's like, okay, enough. Let's go to Kimo Sabi. Giselle's really aggressive. She stands up and the rest of the ladies stand up with her. They're ready to leave. Angel's at the head of the table. She should be dismissing, but she's like, let's go to Kimo Sabi. After Giselle already released the girls. They leave. Angel's sitting there kind of upset. Monique and Ashley, the two phoniest ones, in my opinion, hang back. And Monique is kind of trying to speak life into Angel, like, you can't let this get to you like that. I know you're taking all this in and it's coming out, and don't let them do it. Reveal yourself to the ladies. Try to be friends with the lady. Monique, this is terrible advice. You did not tell Giselle and them all the problems you were having with Chris over there and throwing water bottles and people being dangled over balconies. Nobody talked about that. So Angel's giving terrible advice to Angel. Did Kay hang back? Kay didn't hang back. Ashley's telling her something. They kind of hug Angel. Y'all, Giselle comes back in. Are we going to Kimo Sabi's or what? This was kind of hard to watch. Yeah, y'all are side-eyeing Tia. Linda Gamble speaks to CC, Denise. Kiwan J told me, yeah, pack the cloak up. Y'all, I can't do it yet. Maybe by the end of the season, we'll see what she does at the reunion. Your second eye is on Tia. Yeah, people do side-eye Tia. I side-eye Tia as well. I'm not seeing enough. And she just seems to get in where she fit in. And I don't know. She is a trip. Say, oh, my God, what? Yeah, Giselle, she came back in to get the rest of the ladies that did not leave with her. Monique kissing up to Giselle. She is TNTG mom, and Giselle was terrible to Monique. I feel like she's piling on as well. Ashley's piling on. So I feel like Angel should not overshare. We get a confessional from Angel saying she's an empath. She doesn't want to overshare because at this point she doesn't trust the ladies. So this is a trip. They have to walk down the street to Kimo Sabi. I think they said it's 3 minutes away. Dr. Wendy is saying she can't even walk 3 minutes. And then we get a confessional. I can't do that. Not in my Mary J. Blige boots. Now they show us the boots. All the ladies look good. Stacy had on her stilettos. She's walking. They're literally holding up Dr. Wendy so she can walk. I don't know. I think she didn't want to get the bottoms messed up so she can take them back. I don't know. Tia is a follower like the rest of them, and messy. I think that too, K1JTV. I think she is as well. So they get to Kimo Sabi. The ladies at Kimo Sabi, Angel comes in first. They greeted her like royalty. Oh my God, yay! So the staff knows her, so she's spending money in there. Angel is genuinely smiling. This is where Bobby and I come. We shop, we do this, we do that. She really likes Denver. I hate that she brought these witches here to kind of give negative memories and places that she likes. But the ladies are like, welcome in. We're so glad to see you. They're going to treat all of her friends and herself like royalty. Sharon's laughing. TNTG, do y'all think she's going to bring the boots back or what? So I don't know. Wendy, you can walk 3 minutes, so I don't know what that was. Ashley and Stacy are arm in arm. I wrote down, Stacy, you better watch Ashley. This little under the bridge troll person. I don't trust Ashley at all. So they're all hugging. They're telling her it is good to see her. So Angel again kind of tells the ladies, welcome in, welcome to Kimo Sabi. They're here to do whatever you want to do. We find out they have a private bar in Kimo Sabi. Anything you see is available for purchase. You can get it customized. So Jazzy's looking around. They lay out margaritas for the lady. Monique is again looking for tea or water or something like that. We get it, Monique, you teetotaler. Good, congratulations. Yes, them boots were in the box on PJ. She put them in the box on the jet. Yeah, she probably did. And people like that take stuff back all the time, I bet you they know how to kind of wear them so they're not scuffed up. She probably had little plastic bags under there or something. I don't trust Dr. Wendy at this point. She is a trip. And then Linda wants to know about the spending money. We're going to bring that out. Oh, no, she brought it up. I think Wendy's going to take their boots back. Yeah, Cynthia Christian, I do too. So they're in there, they're shopping. Ashley sees a belt. No, Ashley's little sentiment came through. She sees a belt that she wanted. It was a few $1,000s. She got that. Giselle tells us that she got the second piercing. So Giselle finally, in her 50s, she got her second piercing. That's cute, Giselle. We get a Grace sighting. Hello, Grace. I love Giselle's girls. And that's why I don't strongly dislike Giselle. Because I think some of this has to be in that. Because I think her girls are so sweet and nice and beautiful and well-mannered. And I saw them on their father's podcast. They were dragging him. They were talking to Jamal any kind of way they wanted. They were making fun of his clothes. They were doing everything. Talking about when they met Pastor Carrie. He has a really funny podcast when certain people are on there. But the one that the three girls are on, if you have time to watch it, it's only like 45 minutes. Go watch it. So we get a Grace sighting. Giselle's laying up there getting the ears pierced, and Grace is telling her, why you act like you giving birth? Because Giselle laying up there like she getting a whole full body sleeve tattoo. So she found some cute diamond earrings for, I think, $1,000. Kierna is sitting there with these furry white boots, thigh-high boots. She needed 2 staff members to help her pull the boots off. And they were really pulling, and they could barely get them off. One of the ladies finally got them off. The staff cheers, and we see Kierna got on socks under the boots. That's me, because I don't think I could just wear them like that. So they started kind of having fun in Kimosabi. Cece says, did you catch Quad clocking Giselle on Watch What Happened Live? Giselle can't stand on business with strong women. Cece, Linda, and Kiwanje, some of the people that brought it up, I just saw the clip, but I have to go watch the whole episode. And what I saw, it looked like Andy was kind of letting Quad get a couple of little digs off on Giselle, and Giselle couldn't really do that much with her. She looked beautiful, but you're right, she was kind of mealy mouth when it came to Miss Quad. So Kay gets her boots off and bought a cute little pair of custom sneakers from Kimosabi. And then we see Kay and Angel talking. Angel is kind of like tear-voiced again, telling Kay, I feel like I'm in a safe space. I'm relieved. I feel a little bit happy, but I have released the need for them to believe me and what I'm saying. And then Kay tells Angel, you're my friend. It's disappointing that you're not connecting with the ladies. We get a confessional from Kay saying, this is almost like Nevis again, but it's like she's the host. Production shows us that flashback again, the whole catfish thing. Just Giselle saying, Angel, I did not know that was you. Just trifling. And they pan in on Angel's hurt face. Y'all, this will never not be cringe to watch. It's terrible. And Angel looks a lot larger in the Nevis clip. We know she was breastfeeding and is and everything. I think that has to do with her mood fluctuations, her weight fluctuations. So that makes what Giselle is doing particularly cruel. And I don't find any pleasure in it. I really don't. It's not fun. Quad ate her up, Cece says. I can't wait. I got to go watch the whole thing. Yeah, Giselle, she starts hemming and hawing. And she's very comfortable that the Grand Dame is not there. Now, Karen says she's not coming back as the Grand Dame. She's going to be Karen. But whether she's Karen, Grand Dame, Kern, she know how to put Giselle in her place because Giselle's gotten really cocky. I don't love it at all. So they go upstairs there is a private bar area. Ashley has to get behind the bar. Of course, we find out again, she tells us that she was in hospitality for 3 years. We get the flashback from Kiana and Angel. Angel says remember Ashley. Ashley was her bottle girl at some type of event. Ashley starts making a trashy, nasty, under the bridge drink called the Pink Pussy. This lady is just trifling. She doesn't act like a mother or a young mother or somebody respectable. She's just nasty. So they want to know what's in the drink and how did the drink taste. Ashley talking about how wet it is and this, that, and the other. Y'all, Ashley, she's no longer fun. There was a time when she could be fun. I never really liked her, but when she would get under their skin, it would make me laugh a little bit. Like when she Googled Robin and Robin had $5. When Robin went to a restaurant and wanted to fight her. Little stuff like that is funny, but this over-the-top Ashley is too much. Sharon's saying what I think at this point. Ashley's disgusting. She's just disgusting. It's not even fun. So they're drinking these drinks. And then they get up there and they start to say everything that they bought. Giselle tells us she spent $1,000 on the earrings. Tia bought something. Oh, she bought a bolo belt. Ashley's like, oh, there's only one bolo I know. Here she go again, Sharon. One bolo I know, and it's long. Production shows us Bolo gyrating again. Why are y'all bringing in another franchise's dancer? Potomac never hired Bolo because they were supposed to be the classy ladies above the fray. And so now they doing all this so we get to see Bolo. I heard they canceled that show. Y'all, why y'all think Tyler did that? He must be mad at Christian Keys talking about him, but not really talking about him. All the ladies, Linda Gamble mentioned how tacky this was. Go through and say what they spent, everything that they spent. Cynthia Christensen actually has a nasty mouth. She sure does. You can tell she hasn't been raised. Just drug up, just nasty. I blame Michael for some of it, but I think he knew that he could get with her and do the things he did because she's just as much a predator as he is. And the whole time, y'all, she is just grinning in Stacey's face, all up in this lady's face. If I was Stacey, I would watch her. I don't trust Ashley. Ashley, also known as Michael Darby. She's just like him. Ash-top act just like an old white man. She does. In a cute little 40-year-old's body. She does. I love Bolo. OMG. He can't act Kiwan J, but I don't think that's why Tyler hired him. Kiwan, exactly. So they are up there drinking the pink pussy drinks, telling how much they spent on everything. Tia has spent money. Wendy gets up there, y'all. Kiwan called her Pam Oliver. Wendy I spent $225. Cam is having a birthday. It is real turquoise earrings. Okay, Dr. Wendy, that's enough. How many of y'all know that wasn't enough? She said, not only am I rich, my kids are rich. And the production focuses on Wendy. Wendy got that black hat on, all black, holding up these turquoise earrings. Bing, they put down $225 that she spent. Y'all, this is a mess. I don't think production likes Wendy. Wendy, why did you do all that? So Giselle says, Stacey, what did you spend? She's trying to put Stacey on the spot. Stacey said, I'm rich in Jesus, but I'm not rich. She said, I didn't buy anything. I looked for keychains. They didn't have any, and I didn't spend any money. And Stacey prances while she says it. I said, I don't blame Stacey. We get a confessional with Stacey. Stacey saying, I know how to keep my money. She said, I look for keychains, and if they don't have that, I don't have to spend anything else. They think they're going to embarrass Monique. I don't know if Giselle called out Monique something. Monique said, I brought my fine self in here. Monique prances and does her little turn. She's got on everything Western in her closet, from the hat to the leather pants to chaps, boots. She prances around. I didn't spend any money. I don't blame you, Monique. Monique says, I spent my money on travel. I believe that. And that beautiful home, beautifully decorated home. I will never get on any of the ladies like, you didn't spend any money. You didn't have on labels. Because look at Dr. Wendy. She spent money. She has on labels. And look at us speculating on whether or not she's taking boots back and all this kind of stuff. And I think she is. Kiwan J says Tyler took a production credit. So CK is looking for a network to put his show on. He has fired a couple of actors for disrespect. Oh, Christian Keys I wonder if he still owns the show. I think I made it through about 2 seasons because I really loved Eva as Madam. She's amazing. And then her right-hand girl, the beautiful lady that's so ruthless, I love her too. Bolo's my boo, LOL. Yeah, I like him. I'd like him to take some acting classes or something, because he can't rely on what he's relying on for too much longer. Davette, the Beverly Hills ladies spend way more money than them. Yes, they do. They do, dear Yvette. I mean, if I were Potomac, poor Potomac, I wouldn't want to put up price tags. Y'all just had a potluck with Popeyes last week. Linda Gamble says, what to hear what Sharice said about Ashley. Did you hear it? I heard he was the bartender. Y'all, they had, so the guests were Quad and Giselle as Watch What Happened Live, and they had Jackson as the bartender, Sharice's son. So Cynthia Christian said, is Wendy still going to court? Yeah, I think her court date is coming up soon. They didn't dismiss anything. They didn't separate the cases, so it's her and Happy Eddie, and they are going to court. Now, I'll just have to say what I think about it. I kind of believe everything they said, because I know there's no better investigators than insurance companies, but I don't want them to get in trouble for this. Is it right? No, it's not right. It's terribly wrong, but I'm sorry. I just can't root for them to go to jail. I can't. I don't like it. Cece says, yes, RHOP, Real Housewives of Potluck. Yes, they were. And she's laughing behind her hand. Yes, they were. And I'm telling you, I never seen a 13-piece or a 14-piece. I feel like they ate or took something out of the box before they brought it. They really did. David said, he said he doesn't kiss and tell. He better tell Ashley that. TNTG Mom Jackson said he doesn't kiss and tell. Oh, yeah. And he's trying to get exposure. I mean, he's a model, so I guess it's not a bad look for him to be on Watch What Happens Live, but I would have had a few key words with her. Now, did y'all hear that Giselle said something about how did his lips feel, or how did they taste, or something like that? Ashley let that slip. So clearly that little thing does kiss and tell. She's just a nasty woman. Little Michael Darby, Ash Top. I'll never take my foot off her neck. Christian Keys always has rights to his shows. He also says he didn't like how Tyler Perry made it dark. It will no longer air on BET Plus. He's finding a new home. Keywan J, I think that's when I dropped out. It did get very dark. They had something happen first season remember when Bolo was in the room with the girl, and the girl kind of went off, and then something happened. And then there were a couple of cleanups that the right-hand gal of Madam had to do. And we know Madam don't play at all, but it did get very dark. So some of that I don't like to watch. If Christian Keys gets to direct it and have more creative control again, I would watch it again. All the Queen's Men. I think it was a really good concept. Linda Gamble says, David, I watched the After Dark show. That Young told some stuff. I'm going to watch it. They have another part to it. I have to watch all of What's Happened Live, and then the other one. Mama Bees. Sorry, Sandra, they're going to serve some time. They're really going after them. Mama Bees, I think you might be right. I just hate it. I hate it. And I start bringing up these other $1 million robberies and all this. Anila's peeking her head around the corner down at Married to Medicine because she had $1 million robbery down there. Dorit, everybody knows about that. Each one of Kyle's daughters had one, but they don't put them on the spot like they did Dr. Wendy. But again, it's the insurance company investigating them. And then I hear they are in kind of Orange Clown country with the sheriff in them. When they start doing those, they do actual whole press conferences talking about them. So they really can't stand Dr. Wendy and Eddie. They really can't. Ashley is a teller type of woman. A man of means should have her sign an NDA if he deal with her. Yes, and actually, we're still upstairs in the VVIP area. Angel says, let's go upstairs to the VVIP area. They said, how do you get to that? Those of you that are new, I'm sorry. I love to read the chat. And with the lives, I do become engaged. And if something else come up, we do talk about it. But this is the Real Housewives of Potomac review. So they're in the VVIP area now. Y'all, who walks in but Mauricio, looking gorgeous. Mauricio, he must have been fine all his life. We've seen his pictures when he and Kyle got married and they were in their 20s and smiling. 30 years later, they're going through a divorce, but when a couple's been married for 3 decades, I sure enough wouldn't be the woman thinking I'm stepping in and going to get him to finally leave this woman. He and Kyle have been seen together recently on their show. She comes to this man's condo, brings him towels, tells him who can use the towels or not, still helps him wash the clothes, arrange this and that. So I wouldn't believe that. But y'all, Mauricio stepped in there and she said, he's a single man now. He's not a single man now, Ash Top, and you just nasty. But y'all, Stacey was being very thirsty as well. Stacey was being very thirsty. She says, oh, yeah, Ashley, you should get with him. But we get a confessional from Stacey where she's joking. If Ashley gets a man, maybe she can stop investigating me. So, Stacey, I hope that was your motive. That was crazy. But when Mauricio said, hey, Giselle, and he went over and hugged her, she had him by the back. She was rubbing his back up and down. And then she gets a confessional and says, I don't want any Beverly Hills Real Housewives of Potomac beef. That's Kyle's husband. They're still married. So thank you, Giselle, at least for doing that, but I don't know. So Mauricio says, what are you doing in my city? Angel and everybody starts telling him, I think Jazzy spoke first. We're buying hats. He's like, oh, buying hats? He hugs all the ladies. Angel says, well, Mauricio, do you fly fish? He said, of course, because he likes all that mountain man type stuff. Lisa Rinner's Harry Hamlin does as well. So they love to hike, fly fish, all this. Angel says, I'm taking these ladies tomorrow. Angel, you shouldn't have told them that, because later we'll see why. I'm taking these ladies tomorrow. And they're all talking. He's in town for his daughter's bachelorette party. They're like, and then he says, I'm very, very alone tonight. Now, Mauricio, stop this. As he started grinning from ear to ear, Giselle was looking on. She started with that denim dress again, y'all. So Mauricio's alone tonight, and he's in town for his daughter's bachelorette party. He lets him know. Then he said they all flirt a little bit. He's going to the bathroom. Y'all, why did Stacey and Ashley follow this man to the bathroom? And Giselle went down there. Okay, Giselle, you can be big sister Giselle on this. She pulled their tail out of there. She said, Mauricio, come on. She said, these two are a hot mess. Ashley, little Ash Top got embarrassed. Little Michael Darby Jr. in the feminine form. She said, why did you say I was a hot mess in front of him? So Giselle saying again, she don't want no problems. Linda Gamble says, dear Yvette, Giselle's dating Mauricio. Linda Gamble, I think that's just for the show, because I think that Giselle is still dating that football player that Stacey showed the picture of, and Mauricio is shown with another lady. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, let me see what Linda said about Yvette, Giselle. Oh, no, that was that. I want to see what somebody was saying. Oh, that is you, Yvette. I'm off today. I'm going to watch. Okay, I'm going to catch up too. I'm off today, so I'm going to catch up as well. Derry Yvette says, I think Gizzy got something going on with Mauricio, allegedly. She was too angry at Ashley and Stacey talking to him. It was a little weird. I did catch that energy. I caught I don't know if I would call it, it was kind of a little bit of chemistry between Giselle and Mauricio, but it could be because maybe they've known of each other for years. I don't know. But I don't think they're dating. I feel like Giselle is dating the guy that Stacey tried to out her with, but Giselle don't bring none of her men on, so. Y'all, this is everything's allegedly and in our opinion, including the chats. So Linda's saying, Yvette, she's telling Yvette that Giselle's dating Mauricio, but I don't know what to believe. Remember to like the live and subscribe. Thank you so much, CC. I appreciate that. Mauricio's a beautiful man. He's very gorgeous. I saw him one time at the airport. He really does look like that. He does. I've seen Kyle live too. She's pretty. She's a pretty lady as well. She's tiny. Kyle's very little. And let's just read on down. He's a fine, fine man. Yes, we're all in agreement. TNTG Mom, yeah, we are all in agreement on this. This is true. And he's kept up well. And she said, oh, yes, he's salt and pepper. Tia is noticing him too. So, yeah, we're all looking at Mauricio with stars in our eyes. But that's Kyle's man of 30 years. And I think once he gets tired of playing around, and men don't really do well in the wild, he's hanging with PK. PK he's a male garden too as well. So he's got Mauricio kind of out there. Mauricio's loving the attention, but I think that he is not comfortable out there. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be shocked if he and Kyle got back together. I heard they're going to deport Wendy and Eddie. Linda Gamble, it is a distinct possibility. Them being from Nigeria, and we know the vendetta that this administration has against Nigeria, disgusting. Both them 304s. Yes, I agree, Mama Bees. I didn't like all of that flirting. I mean, I don't mind the flirting, but, you know, you holding this man's back and all this kind of stuff. And why you follow this man into the bathroom? And this lady, Giselle, is no great shakes either. She's trashy. What did Karen used to call her? Tacky. Giselle, you just tacky. Giselle is tacky as well, but I don't see her following a man in the bathroom. Giselle like them dark. Yeah, her men all have some kind of feature, kind of like Jamal Bryant. They're dark brown to dark. Sherman, this new man, I can't remember his name. Kind of like a build. They got a certain build. Kyle gave him the pass that he always wanted when she got with Morgan. Dear Yvette, that's exactly what it was, because she thought it was cute doing a little music video and all that kind of stuff. But there are a lot of women waiting in the wings. We've agreed Mauricio's fine. He is. So we can't take that away from him. So Stacey and Ashley are being thirsty. Giselle's getting a little bit angry. That's making us a little bit suspicious. So then, let's see, Angel kind of brings everything to an end, and she's saying, okay, now what we're going to do next, I want to lay out the plans for the following day, because she's mentioned that they're going fly fishing. Giselle says, hold up. We're going to go back to the executive suite, and I'm going to leave it up to the ladies. Now, Giselle has taken over the trip, and Angel finally says, wait a minute, wait. We cannot do that because we have activities tomorrow, and they're going to start at a certain time. So, y'all, that ended the episode when there's a standoff between Giselle and Angel. And the thing I don't like that production did, they're wearing their hats. I think Giselle has on a white hat. I loved everybody's hat and how it fit them. Stacey's hat was a little Party City, but I'll give Stacey that. Stacey already said she don't waste her money. Angel had on one of her custom Kimosabi hats, black hat. So production put a line down the middle, and it's kind of like a face-off, like a Western good cowgirl, bad cowgirl face-off. Angel hasn't been able to get at Giselle yet in the way that she should. So I don't like that standoff. That was the end of the episode, y'all. That was the end of the episode. And I didn't love it. There was too much fighting. I did like a lot of the scenery. I liked the fact they got on the private jet. But because Giselle showed her funky tail on that jet, Giselle, after claiming she didn't have a shower and she's doing all this and in that denim dress, Ashley, we know, already stinks. She probably didn't really care about the water, but had to pretend she did for TV. I think Dr. Wendy was clean. Stacey, I don't know. Stacey might not have cared either over there with Timo. I think Timo just takes it out. He can get it. He don't really care. Cynthia Christian is laughing. I'm going to low rate this episode. I'm going to give it a 6. I'd like to give it a 5, but 6 is failing. They're failing. They are down. They got a 6. I don't know if I allow them to even get extra credit. They bullied someone again. So they went from bullying Stacey, who could kind of defend herself, to Angel, who I think can defend herself, but because he wanted to call it sound a little bit like Kamala Harris, I think Angel doesn't want people to see a mean side of her. But Angel, you got to show them something. And there's nothing wrong with a mean side if someone is verbally abusing you. Giselle was terrible. You gave it a 6-2, Sharon. Yeah, so we agree. This episode failed. It just failed. So I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the holiday. His actual birthday was last week. I saw he would have been, I believe, 97 or 98. So we still talking about the same things, y'all. I'm going to finish my notes for Married to Medicine. I will do another live today on that. So if you can join me, I'll appreciate you. And I thank all of you. I agree with dear Yvette. It's giving bullying. I give it a 5. Yeah, I think, Andy, I'm going to watch the rest of that Watch What Happens Live. We can already see that the audience, everybody's not really liking it. Sharon says, see ya. I say see ya as well. And I will see all of you in the YouTube streets. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Have a great one. I'm going to try to end this. You know what? I have a new ending I've been able to use. Oh, Linda Gamble's giving it a 4. I don't blame you, Linda. It's bad enough. It is. Okay, there we are. We're going to show my new.
I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you? That I don't think that he's good. That I